Hey everybody, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You know who it is, and y'all know I'm starting my timer too. You know who it is. It's your favorite girl, Mrs. Empowerment Coach, aka the Educator Coach. You know it. I am in the building, you guys. As you know, I represent Empowerment Schooling, a platform of life coaches with one mission, and that is to empower the masses with hope, having only positive experiences. You guys, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome, welcome. Please do me a favor and like this video and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay connected to empowerment. You guys, I'm so excited to be here with you today. I am really glad that we are coming to the close of this trust. And there are so many people that have commented and inboxed us and let us know that they're viewing trust for what it is, and things for them have begun to increase in their areas of trusting, and with them building different type of relationships and actually understanding what relationships really are. So kudos to all of you for actually taking the time to listen to the videos, to understand it, and to apply the content into your actual life. And we really appreciate you guys for giving us feedback. That's really important, so that we know that we are reaching those who need it, and the content that we will further produce will continue to reach people. So thank you all for that. As we're coming to the close of trust, I do want to jump on and address trust from a feelings perspective, because you've had so much trust from what it is as an emotion, from the biracial standpoint, from the singles perspective, you guys. And so I just wanted to hop on and also give you what trust is from a feelings perspective. So I'm going to do just a quick little rundown. You know that trust can actually be attributed in relationships between people. It can be demonstrated that humans have a disposition to trust, like you just kind of do, or you just kind of don't. And it's already naturally there because it's actually happening inside of your brain. The oxytocin is produced in your brain. It's in the hypothalamus, and it's stored in the posterior part of your pituitary gland. And we know that that actually helps, that particular muscle actually helps with in childbirth and in the breastfeeding for mothers. So that's what oxytocin actually does. It's a natural chemical that is produced in your brain, and it helps you out as far as women when like I just said, with childbirth and through when it comes to breastfeeding, because that is a really painful process. But the chemicals in our brain are producing are allowing our muscles to relax enough to where we can endure and continue to push through the process of feeding our children as well, getting them into the world. But recently it's been discovered that it's beyond that. Trust and oxytocin, oxytocin goes beyond the maternal perspective, and it's actually discovered that it reduces social anxiety, if you can believe that. It helps people meet and bond with the other person. Oxytocin, aka trust, because that's what it's producing. Just stay with me, okay? When a man and a woman, they are, begin to dance with one another, and their bodies are being touched and things of that nature, you're releasing oxytocin. Both the man and the woman are releasing oxytocin, and that's a direct but that is a direct connection, to trust and oxytocin. There is a direct connection between the two, but it is not scientifically stated that you trust is coming from the oxytocin, but there is a direct connection. So I just want you guys to be clear on that. Your brain actually has receptors shaped like locks, and the oxytocin is what opens it. The oxytocin is like the keys, and when you touch like your partner's hands, it sends oxytocin through their brain. And what happens is you're unlocking the receptors, and there are like thousands of receptors, and it's like springs, and they open up milliseconds. And now imagine like a huge door swinging open, right? And what's behind the door is your ability to trust another person or to feel intensely jealous towards them. It's dependent upon the context, but that's why because see, like if you open up that door, boom, you could either hit somebody with it, or that person could do like this and stop it from hitting them. So, you know, it's the trust. Oops, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? Or that oxytocin where you can swing when that door opens up, it's like, oh, I trust you. Or you can open that door and you're like, hmm. That's how oxytocin happens when it releases in your brain. And so, but it does affect it does have an effect on our attitudes towards risk. Oxytocin does, towards risk and uncertainty in situations where that has to do with other people being involved. In short, trust is pretty much, it's biological, and it's based on human condition. And in fact, we'll go into that a little later. No worries. We'll come back. I'll just keep it moving for the sake of the time, because I don't want to overflood you in this conversation with too much information here. But trust, in the sense of a feeling, it actually can be questioned, you guys. Meaning, can you really trust your feelings all the time? Now, trust from an emotion is what we previously have discussed in another video, and it will be attached here so that you can have the complete, thorough understanding of trust. But now we're going to jump over to the feelings, because that was the point in this particular video. Okay, so has there ever been a time that you just knew, oh my God, I just know, and it feels like you're getting all these signs that you're right, and you just know that you are right, right? And then it's like you got breadcrumbs just taking you on this little adventure. And then when it's all said and done, you have played out this whole situation in your mind, and you just know you're right, and you just trusting because it just feels so right. And then when you get there to the end of the trail, that's not even the case. Yeah, but you trusted that gut feeling though, didn't you? Now, on the flip side, what about when you do trust them feelings and you do follow those breadcrumbs and you happen to be absolutely correct? Then what? Then where does it go? So can you trust your feelings all the time? That's why here at Empowerment Schooling, we say that it's extremely important that you trust, that you learn yourself, that you master yourself, and you know thyself. Because for that particular instance, when we say take it seriously, don't suppress it, that's when the signals are there, like bam, you can feel it, you can see it, you can hear it, and it's just like, screaming at you. Those are the times when you definitely are going to want to trust those. But when you have that questionability going on, come on now. You got that jittery feeling going on. This is not a feeling of certainty. You know what it feels like to be certain on the inside about something. If you don't, then you might gonna have to book a session so we can get you some emotional adjustment going on. But that's not a problem either. www.empowermentschooling.com. Now look, if you got a bad conscience and you know that you done did something and you have been up to something and you're seeing what you've already done, don't try to say, oh, I trusted that. That's merely a feeling that you knew good and doggone well you done did something wrong. And so that is creating those feelings of danger. Okay. Now, when I say danger, it's because it's dangerous because you done seen it, because you've already been there and you've already done that. And you know that it's something in the mix that just ain't right because it's familiar. That happens with trust. Now, those feelings can also be an alert to danger. That's what I mean. So like when something just don't feel right, it just don't feel right. Like, man, something just don't feel right. Go with that. Don't second guess that. But when then you don't second guess that. We're not even gonna double back. Just don't second guess that. Now, however, it is not an insignificant reason to that there are sometimes that there is not an insignificant reason to not trust those feelings. Okay. When you just know from a deep core feeling, you know. Now, relying on your intuition for whatever reason has had a bad reputation, because I know for sometimes, like I just said, when you know you have done wrong and you got that feeling that you're going to be wrong, hey, that's kind of karma. You just kind of got to learn to eat that type of stuff, because we live in a karmic universe where what goes around comes around, period. We're constantly spinning. So what would make you think you can put something out there, and if we're spinning, it won't catch back up with you at some point in time? We got to be real about a lot of different things, you guys, and we got to be real with ourselves, especially when it comes to trust. Um, so when it comes to these emotions, they're not just dumb responses, you guys. There's always a, you know, they're not dumb responses, and they don't always need to be ignored. They don't always need to be corrected for rational facilities either, because a lot of times you're being warned and you're being prepared for something that you haven't even foreseen yet, but your intuitive self and your energetic self is already fully aware and is trying to prepare you for that. That's a part of trusting and knowing yourself. So when you are trusting your gut feelings, and the result is a lot of processing it happens in your brain. Your brain is already pre-processing a lot of things. If you've ever been around a child and you get they immediately are clinging to you, and they're around somebody new, energy doesn't lie. No matter what a person is displaying to you, young children, their energy is so innocent and it's so pure, they can depict and determine the not so pure energy off of somebody else. Young children normally are really, really good receptors and good indicators that you can go by to determine if a person is carrying good or not so good energy. As well, there are certain animals that are also capable of doing the same. So you guys, when it comes to trust, I just want to drop maybe two nuggets. I would like for you to take some baby steps when it comes to this trust. And this is coming for you, because I know that there are times that we have tried to trust people and then we ended up, really, really hurt, or we tried to trust ourselves and we failed ourselves. You guys, please, let's don't beat ourselves up. We need it took some time for you to make those mistakes, and to that person to, do something to break your trust. It's going to take some time to recover, even for yourself. It's going to take some time. So praise yourself for even staying on track for even just a little while, because maybe that's probably the longest you had done it in a while, or whatever the case may be, even with somebody else. Let's just take some time and take baby steps and be more comfortable and pace yourself until you can actually trust yourself or others again. Trusting happens in stages, and that's going to be for a whole nother video. So I'm going to close this one out. I thank you for being here with me today. I hope that you can better grab a hold to trust. And don't forget, if you're needing a full session on this, or maybe even you would be better with reading it, we do have a copy of the Mind's Guide of Emotion available, with all 8 emotions and the feelings associated with them. Also, ways to master them. www.empowermentschooling.com. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so and leave me a comment and like it. Thank you. If you're generous, you'll share it. Until our next time, see ya soon.